Billy Joe's been boxing his whole life, 13 years. If he beats Canelo, he elevates from a two-time world champion at two different weights to one of the best British middleweights in the history of boxing.
Me amarro una mano, con una sola mano le peleo. I'll fight him and I'll tie one hand behind my back.
This will be the biggest upset in boxing history.
It's over! They have stopped the fight!
Billy Joe Saunders believed his slick movement and sharp tongue would be enough.
I don't give a shit about Canelo Alvarez. Not too shit.
He leaned into the mind games, pushing every button, convinced that rattling Canelo outside the ring would lead to victory inside it.
What this out? You've not seen nobody with this out.
But in this presentation, we break down how his plan backfired, turning confidence into regret and an undefeated record into history.
Absolutely 100% confident we're going to smash this mother.
Recognizing Canelo's greatness is no longer a choice. It's a necessity in this sport.
That he's the greatest Mexican fighter of all time.
Canelo, I know you don't want to openly acknowledge that your goal is to be seen as the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. You're too respectful of others in previous generations to say it out loud, so I'll say it. You're the greatest Mexican fighter of all time.
Fight after fight, he has faced the best, proving this statement beyond doubt.
Canelo's the only one out there for the last decade consistently fighting the very best, consistently going out there and seeking and taking every big challenge. Until somebody else does that on the level of Canelo, there is no debate whatsoever over who the #1 fighter in the world is.
Despite the setbacks, Canelo continued writing his legacy. And when all is said and done, there will be no doubt that he will stand among the greatest Mexican fighters in history.
What I'm focused on is about making my story. I'm not preoccupied with what they're going to say. If they want to put me there, that's fine, but I'm doing my story. I'm doing the story of Canelo Alvarez.
He's faced opponents who were quick to talk, quick to claim they were the next big thing.
These kind of things motivate me a lot. You already know that history when I'm mad.
And yet, one by one, they found out the hard way what happens when you underestimate Canelo.
Come on,
you're gonna see.
You're nothing.
I know you're gonna see.
Take it easy.
I know. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Take it easy and wait because your turn is coming.
A pattern formed. Anyone who talked too much and managed to get under Canelo's skin met the same fate. But every time they provoked him, they sealed their own destiny. Therefore, Canelo responded with his punches, and the result was always the same. Coming off dominant performances in his last 3 fights,
Clever fighter. I don't think he's really the best of me in there, but he was probably too good for me on the night, as for me. But I say he was just a clever fighter and so hard to clean.
And determined to unify the 168-pound division, Canelo Alvarez set his sights on Billy Joe Saunders.
Canelo Alvarez will continue to make history trying to unify the division again against Billy Joe Saunders. At
the time, Saunders held the WBO title, one more belt that Alvarez needed to add to his collection on his path to undisputed status. A rare combination of natural talent and slick elusiveness came together to shape this fighter. With an undefeated record and a steady climb up the rankings, he was already turning heads. But it was his bold, standout personality, tailor-made for combat sports, that really made the difference. His name was no longer just whispered in boxing circles. It was climbing the ranks just as fast outside the ring as it was inside it.
How does it feel that England is not behind you?
How does it feel?
That they call you an embarrassment to your country, and that you carry yourself without dignity. How does that make you feel?
Damn good. Damn good. Because I tell you what, most of the haters are going to become lovers. And you are as well one day, my friend.
It was during the build-up to Canelo's clash with Triple G when Billy Joe Saunders decided to crash the stage.
And once again, remind everyone that the era of Canelo is here. With that, I would like to introduce to you Saul Canelo Alvarez.
In the middle of the spotlight meant for two legends, he inserted himself, loud, unapologetic, and uninvited.
The reason of giving the WBC title to this fellow over on the right.
Y estamos más preocupados por eso que por
I'll translate that. I'll shit myself.
And with no respect for the moment, he called out the winner like it was his show, daring the Mexican superstar to face him next.
My bit was signed to fight you, but for some reason you lost your pen. So hopefully, if Canelo fights you, and I think that Canelo will beat you, I'm open to fight you, or hopefully Canelo in America.
It wasn't confidence, it was pure provocation. And with Canelo now fluent in English, one thing became clear. He has no time for disrespect.
It's always had one name, and it's mine. So put some fucking respect on it.
Tienen que escribirle lo que tiene que decir este pinche maricón, cabrón. Tú lo escribes. ¿Qué lo escribes, pendejo? Tú no escribes nada. Nada. Tú haces nada.
Watch your mouth, bro. Watch your mouth.
Get the fuck out of here. Get my knife.
Saunders didn't just interrupt a respectful press conference, he hijacked a moment between two legends. And even if his words didn't land him the fight right away, he had done enough to make sure Canelo wouldn't forget his name.
How would you take care of either of them or both of them?
I think styles make fights. I think my style is made, and I mean made, for someone like Canelo.
Cocky or not, Saunders wasn't entirely wrong in what he said. Looking back at Canelo's career, his toughest and closest fights have often come against slick, skilled boxers. Add to that the fact that Saunders is also a southpaw, another style that has historically given the Mexican champion trouble.
I think that this is actually the best chance that a super middleweight has got against Canelo Alvarez. Billy Joe Saunders is the toughest test for Canelo, the style, the mentality. But he's going to have to box at levels that he's never boxed at before, because he's never been in the kind of levels and deep end with fighters like Canelo Alvarez.
Mayweather, with his lethal counterpunches and elite defensive skills, managed to dominate a young Canelo. Meanwhile, Lara, using his uncanny elusiveness and masterful footwork, turned a nail-biting, closely contested bout into a battle so ambiguous that many even believed the Cuban fighter had emerged the winner.
You gave Canelo a lot of trouble because you had a very tricky style. How do you see that fight? Do you think Saunders gives Canelo a lot of trouble?
Sí, claro que sí. Saunders es un buen boxeador zurdo, tiene un buen estilo también, un boxeador de movimiento también. Creo que depende de lo que haga esa noche y cómo se prepare, puede tener la victoria. Tiene que ganarle claramente a Canelo. Tiene que ganarle claramente para que le puedan dar la victoria, porque si no sé, se acuerdan hace 7 años atrás, en el 2014, yo peleé con él, le gané claramente y me robaron la pelea.
As was often the case for Canelo, he found himself at a physical disadvantage, at least on paper. Yet, being accustomed to facing taller and typically heavier opponents, this posed no real challenge for him.
When he faced off with you, he looked big, and a lot of people...
Look, he's bigger than me.
Yeah, because a lot of people say, oh, he's a smaller guy, but he's bigger than me.
From 147, 154, everybody's bigger than me. I'm a small fighter. But I'm cabron.
Billy Joe Saunders, 30-0, unbeaten two-weight world champion. Canelo Alvarez, pound for pound, #1. I think we're not going to only see one of the best fights in the last few years on tomorrow night, but you're going to see, I think, the greatest atmosphere that we've ever seen.
We know what Canelo's done in every fight, so it's easy to say this is Canelo's fight as long as it lasts.
What is an indicator there for you to think that? Because Saunders is a guy that raises to the competition.
The indicator is Canelo.
I'm seeing a lot of people feel that Saunders can give Canelo trouble. Can he?
Of course. Saunders is a fast, smart fighter. He is going to give Canelo problems.
Canelo has every element that's required to be the greatest. And that's why he is in the position that he's in, getting paid what he's getting paid and doing what he's doing.
Saunders is a tricky fighter.
Yes, that's what I said.
Billy Joe Saunders brings something else that other opponents haven't brought. Not only a championship, a 2-division world champion, but swag, defense, that jab, knowing what he needs to do to conquer a giant like Canelo. That's the reason it's going to be exciting.
Billy, he's got some attributes. You know, he's got foot speed, he's got some hand speed, and I think he's got some more mental fortitude than maybe some of these last couple of opponents that Canelo's had. So how Canelo deals with that is what people are waiting to see.
Billy's never going to be overawed by the occasion or Canelo Alvarez. He's a reactive fighter. If he feels under threat, you're going to get the best out of him. So I think the more pressure,
on Billy Joe Saunders, the better the performance. So I think actually it's a good thing that he can walk out there, look around and say, this is it for me.
You knew Billy Joe Saunders was going to try to get under your skin a little bit. Has he this week?
I've been in big fights before. I have the experience to deal with it, and I'm ready for tomorrow.
He's not unbeatable. He's been broken. He's not a virgin anymore. And I'm quite confident he's going to win.
I have the spirit, I have the belief, I have the winning mentality. I don't come here to lay down, I come here to win. I don't think Alvarez has faced a man with as much art and determination to win as me. To be honest with you, I've come here to take all of these titles and take them by storm.
But I was surprised to hear of Canelo when we asked him how he saw this fight going. He says it doesn't go past 10. He's gonna knock him out in the 8th, 9th, or 10th. I asked him why so much confidence with a man that's never been beaten, never been knocked down. He said, well, the preparation was key. We're knocking him out before 10.
Before we continue, let me introduce you to Boxing Showtimes. It's a mobile app that gives you access to a complete boxing schedule, full undercards, personalized reminders, daily news, real-time updates, and so much more. Dive deep into fighter records and stats with detailed insights and technical analyses, participate in polls, and share your thoughts with fellow fans. The sleek design adapts to your style day or night. From buying tickets to finding venues, streaming the fights, this app has you covered. This isn't just an app, it's the boxing community you want to join. Download now and thank us later.
Everyone happy? God bless you all, yeah? Yep. Enjoy the fight, enjoy the fight.
It's somewhat cliche to suggest that Billy Joe Saunders raises his game to the level of his opposition. But he says he does. His trainer Mark Tibbs says he does. Can he raise his game enough to be the first fighter since Floyd Mayweather to beat Canelo Alvarez? We're about to find out.
Billy Joe
I think he's going to give him a boxing lesson and smash him, stop him around about round 11 or 12. Really confident, honestly.
The first few rounds were quiet, but beneath that calm, Canelo's game plan was crystal clear. Every shot he let go was calculated to do damage.
There's the uppercut. Mouthpiece almost came flying out of BJ Saunders there.
Under Canelo's relentless pressure, Saunders eventually, in the middle rounds, he began to show flashes of his trademark style, landing some sharp, well-timed shots of his own.
King advantage!
Billy Joe was really boxing beautifully, southpaw jab, landed a lot of big overhand left. But Canelo has a great chin, and Canelo never seemed to really care about winning a boxing match or trying to outbox Billy Joe Saunders. He was throwing massive shots, and he wanted to hurt him, and he did.
As soon as when I got hit with the shot, as soon as I got hit with that shot, I just thought to myself, right, you wobbled here or something. I thought my legs were gone or something. But I was bouncing around for like 10 seconds and I realised, right, your legs not, then I just felt, bam, all this went like numb and I could feel it like caved in a bit.
When the uppercut landed, when Billy Joe come up and I saw his face, I knew he broke his ice again. His cheekbone was indented.
I thought he boxed well, he was landing the jab, he was in the fight, you know. He had Billy Joe winning the rounds, you know, he was winning by a couple of rounds.
He was in the fight, man. I mean, we were giving him credit. Manny's had him up, but man, when you get hit like that with his power punches like Canelo, he predicted the round for a reason.
Were you surprised from the results, like him stop the fight because obviously he broke it?
Nah. Canelo, you know, he got cracked with him, and
The thing is with me, Umar, I never make excuses. The complete bottom line of it is this: I got beaten by the better man on the night.
What's next with Billy Joe? Does he go back to the Chris Eubank fight? Does he rebuild and fight somebody in the top 10? What's next?
The first thing is he's gone straight to hospital. And I believe he'll have that operated on immediately, probably. So he's going to be out for a long, long time.
Unlike many of Canelo Alvarez's opponents, Billy Joe Saunders didn't just show up for a paycheck, he came to win. But stepping into the ring with Canelo comes at a cost. Consider his entire boxing career. In a sport where pride runs deep, the damage that night was more than just physical. It was a turning point.
Maybe it's career-ending injury, but the guy has one loss.
He lost one time against the pound-for-pound king. So in terms of him still having it, of course he can compete at a high level, depending on how severe the injury is or how severe psychologically has been affected from that loss.
Once that shot landed, what was going through your mind then? Just survival?
I was on the back foot. I was on the back foot completely, and I couldn't see out of this eye at all. Could not see a thing, nothing. I swear to God, I saw 3. And as soon as that bell went, I could hear Ben, as I was walking back, I could hear Ben saying, "It's over, it's finished, it's done." I'm not really worried if I box again. I'm not really worried at all. If I don't ever box again, it don't really bother me.
And that brings us to the end of another presentation. I hope you enjoyed it and witnessed exactly what happens when you run your mouth against Canelo Alvarez.